serious ya faso aka no hu ni sei
yo medase na memfa wa kwinje so na wushi yana na otumfo na asantuma yako yen mu bi na ebi mu mami ebi mu sister a friend nkwa na onim se nyame dono esinye e kan ho me no ye honorable Ernest Kumia wanya ne baby akono nyame fanning crancy. And just last week we buried our 8 heroes and so yeah, we see the brave family Yako. Yes, Abulekuma North. Me feel say it was a security failure. On say some we buy no Yakan. And investigation or Abulekuma North. Me feel say na enya investigation na take this longer period of time because there were video evidence nema. And miti ya papa the IGP or say omube court there and such na. Me feel say nka akwiti ambaya nka yenti some way. In church ne say ohun say if you want to endanger trust within the stakeholders, you say you crack the whip. As some we see Ablekumano or the press conference, say they were going to do thorough investigation, and anyone found culpable was going to be dealt under the laws of this country. Now, look at the time, the elections were Ablekuma, and now. So,
Mr. Kuti, the okay, not just say police for no, adwuma no, ehu bi wo so mbeya na say na nkom pese mbeya kra say nya kwati eba. Ka say the okay say na ebrewum ache so si omo yom hwem omo de abeto dwa so ma chi nipa bi remete say na MPP organizer ka say nipa ro ma chi omo kra no dan foni bi ka ho this one ti din bi ti on ti din bi fi police ano ya nipa ro ma chi omo kra no ejidi enche da nim papa say no kra say achi nipa no.
Yes, many Nana B they are adjoined to some extent. One say it was a high stake security mishap, which the way of Moma handled our concern Oba. Now, at the international embarrassment, the prayer or minor. Let me so say that was the time you would not take over as IGP for special actions be. Now, more be a say there's a zero tolerance for activities of this nature. By the way, they went about it now. The MPP feel say Omonji the Omoyana as they don't trust the process. And there's one thing, many who say political party say mean trust the police no one say Omodi basa beba. And the AM say about the politicization of our institutions. So MPP our power no. The same language na NDC for someone trust a police for okay.
Na no na me said the okay. Debe na ede saba because said the okay na na me ti say na Mran TV bonko no ka say and the obeba ben mu bia na eho e na I say ye bambo ku no eho no tilt ko MPP ba bema police for MPP for NDC ba bema police for NDC for sa asem no sa wote a no kra bi wom
no kra wom pa
okay
MPP na NDC for no betima bi so yi
that's how we security analysis nti the ACC ni ade na bi ne ye ka ho asem.
No, I understand, but also omunewo inside what they do when they are out of power, they fear what they have done in the past. And yes, I say NDC were power, they trust our security institutions. MPP need power, they don't trust. That is the core of the politicization of our security institutions. We share your recruitment. You have a 5GPC or the 5,000 police personnel. Now, 5,000 police personnel. Me sure say, and yet the number of personnel they be cool is the system you put in place. Because 5,000 you don't know their political affiliation. And these 5,000 were recruited depending on the party that was in power. Until over 100,000.
Babizakuti, Memisa is what's the minimum political affiliation? But security personnel there now, Okwakoye Juma, you show background, say, no party, and Sana, Yamako, yes, Juma.
How do we recruit them? One politicians have mounted platforms, have boosted the number of security personnel into the service. And I'm trying to say 5,000 also the corner. Enkusiga at the Basabasa more now crown beba. There is so for systems and putting in place. Systems nowhere in place it will take care of the process by itself. The police personnel
okay.
There are more politicians than we. Obiawa Nifa, Obiawa political party or the police. So we have to work at our recruitment and make sure that we'll go back to how we used to recruit police in the past.
Okay.
Where we look at merit, we have to do away with protocol recruitment and those kind of things.
Mama kuti dia okay na ama abomi hu kakra because aban bi breso na me call police kra na training ne de a police for that the ho na ekwa training nti e de na training de oba famu no still over outer oba be affiliated to certain political party akoye adwuma na asomdwe mra was me party ni nti o se me jai na enoma koye basa
na ma remember so in answering to your question, and then when there's change of government, SAN security agency has nina, SAN institution has nina.
Sorry, I don't go back to your constitution because say constitution and mahokwaya command penny and ka only to me so be. I don't go back to say bianca constitution review but we change head new year. Fan say IGP way. Any person as a dorsal. And to say any person as I near Jumam one and as a man near Jumani here, or non quade or new beer, but ever corner say at the 5,000 5,000 IGP. It was a 5,000 a dorsal. Ever come we are near say IGP. We are saying say IGP Biano or party Bintino or better than your say.
Many this is security for Nankasa, they'll tell you. The ranks they wear, when you reach a certain stage, now one affiliated to a political party.
Okay.
On your promotion. So ASA should share for security sector reforms in Bra and make sure it is merit based. Now regional commanders cry home, they are more political than the politicians themselves. So
okay.
What do you expect the personnel they are commanding? Now, Mami,
okay.
Say in terms of strategy.
Yeah.
The communication IGP device or the 5,000 police personnel per corps at what cost and at what expense? What is the strength of the workforce of our personnel? And see, if the Abasafon, the criminal group name say on this day your focus is in Akotia. So almost be planning at the Basabasaba in other parts of the country, almost say police any ho. What is the metro? So I think say
yes, not just a metwasia. The number of policemen I want 5,000 free more nationwide near short to one.
Yeah, short too, because these 5,000 they have to bring them across the regions.
Okay.
They have to bring them so strategy wise and also offer to job. The members suggesting say good thing can come from Africa. and you all the time say young caution be free amanoni. Ya by elections will chrome her all the time say your casualties. Most of the time so ebimushi or munkwa. The members suggesting say they should have a stakeholder engagement with the major stakeholders for Akotia. And let's set a good example. They should put security systems in place. Make sure, say, 24 hours to the elections. And answer 48 hours to the elections. No?
Yeah.
And Obi Otu Aba Ewo Akotia. You should not be seen in Akotia.
And also,
unless you have accreditation to perform a duty.
Mr. Agutin,
yes.
Me am a businessman. Men talk about Akotia, but me did go Akotia, and into my battle into me am
na day ba kwa one kwaye juma no na ebe say bibi.
Over me near this other.
A day will not change.
But so is a business be a to and from over me kwa juma no masaya ba. Na about 20 man ko.
So there'll be exceptions. What I say, there'll be exceptions. Okay. Exceptions, they say, on 24 hours to all political activities are disbanded.
Okay.
Everybody should get out of Akotia.
Okay.
Because Akotia phone a person replacing the Pakro, person leading in parliament. And yes, sir. Yeah. Why should that be the decision of the whole country? Our democracy have come of age. We are about 33, 34 years plus. May you set examples now, ebimunsian free. What I say. So, media may feel say, you say stop this violence in our by-elections. Let's implement this in Akotia and see something that 24 hours to elections, unto about Akotia, we don't need you in Akotia.
Okay, but that's about
mount roadblocks, maybe. Mount roadblocks and filter in these people. And within the polling station itself, they should create about 2 parameters or 3. The inner core of the voting booth, if you are not a voter with a voter card, you don't even go near there. Okay. Like we saw in Ablekuma when Hawa was attacked.
Okay.
These are some of the practical things we can do to stop this violence we normally witness in by-elections. After Romania, why should a nearby election be turned into a war zone?
Okay. But why they call IGP share political parties. And after the meeting, it is a MPP for say Mbisa Ura Nanabi lawyer ebisa questions be efa omo ayachichomu this will be North IGP share was on between Pomachinipa 8 and no omo court. But no actually over to say MPP for say ye ko ye share there and so ye boy ho ban ye ho and this for so mo kan sara na tese mo de ntokwa eba ense mienu ebe IGP onso mo say na amasomdwe atumi aba kasa e free 2 main political parties ya no ebe
me feel say the bulk stop with the IGP.
Okay.
Nko ye na ejuma yi na the swift arrest they did, they had processed these people to court. And the trust be back on the other side, like Nana B. Kayen.
Okay.
You don't wait when we have some few days to another by-election. When in the forum they ask you question about the previous one, you say you are putting them before court the next day or the day after. To me, there is a knee-jerk reaction. So the ball is on the IGP to bring trust to the stakeholders. But the ambassador MPP say, who said their government in waiting. They left government not quite long time ago, I think 8 months now.
Yeah.
And see, both the MPP and the MPP in Kaiser Omo brand, violence is not associated with that brand. Now, MPP, luckily, Nana, be a lawyer. On him say when it comes to internal security, is the duty of the police. They can't take the law into their own hands to bring their own security into processes like this. So I still feel, sir, MPP, Momunya into Boise, engage with the police, whatever concerns they have. na ye streamline me na ye agree on the modalities that be fair amobia in this by election.
Nka what is that statement in America from you say the nana bi can say be oni habi nti na so kan ye ko tina na ye de asim pepepe o say omo fa security nko na mu omo ban body e emra na ma ho kwan say onipa bia okọ ba bia bo ho ban eno no dangerous.
Very dangerous. Obebo no ho ban.
Sir.
Into obia be ko ho no obebo no ho ban. Okay, say how Okunsum call Abdulkumanov no obo no ho ban. No okita pepper spray. Unse no na kofa and some way nyina buy. So we don't want those kind of things. That's why we are advising that if you are not a voter on the day, don't allow anybody who is not a voter on the day into Akotia. Okay, Akotia part 1, Baba Jama time.
Yeah.
We don't want a repeat of that again. And the only panacea to stopping this thing is allowing people who are not voters. But you can impose it on them. It must be something both parties must agree. Who share your constitution, poor? So, wouldn't say vote buying is against our constitution, maybe.
Yeah.
OSB back Nancy MCB na Okotia Skama Assemblyman so mu man approve or more approve so our court maybe.
Yeah.
Now who share the issue of Abdulkumanov, they were naked vote buying. So how do you just oppose that? Where lies the equity?
Yeah.
And this vote buying normally happen within 48 hours to the election or 24 hours to the election. So if they can put these parameters or this suggestion and putting to action, say the good people of Akotia the free will to choose the person they want to be their MP to replace Minya NS Kumi.
Okay, Mr. Kuti, India, okay, na me say about to be now let me take conversation be no more say even Abdulkumanov no kra no baby incident in this year one police station there was 19 police stations. About hospital said the old children senka me many pebi nko ba bi no sabre wo behwe bom be kwa akoto obi across you man to hwe so no or hope better see ha de na ho ye dimpa the same constituency na sa hospital sem no sabre ya ye prayer kwa ka be a weekend over yi anamontu be na asrafo na police phone tu na bebi a hospitals na ha de ende ya di edin se wo ye de ya mo de hwan kura ba ye be konto kwa ho no ye nye ne sen.
Unfortunately, Akotia who share your electoral map na Akotia, Ashama, they have always been one of the hottest electoral spots
Okay.
So now what the police need to do is to place intelligence on the ground. Intelligence no the best video the strategy they need to deploy. And I know say your Papa IGP when it comes to intelligence there, it's one of the best intelligence guy we have in this country.
Okay.
And I'm sure they will have intelligence on the ground as we talk, who are feeding them with information as to the strategy they need to deploy. But the most effective way of preventing any violence is what we call you preempt.
Okay.
You prevent it from happening. How do you prevent it from happening? You don't bring the two feeding factions together. And to say Eja and the petrol. Say Eja and the petrol but together. Eja beba.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't bring Eja and the petrol together, Ebe then Eja no beba. And see, they should engage both the NPP and the NDC. Now, committee to the proposal I said earlier on.
Okay.
Apart from other security measures are also moved to John.
My Mr. Kuti, the okay na maybe some question we say, or mem who do baby a yeshe and pennyfo any my kind of cratch or mo, any who do baby a buy mu, obia, or NDC ni or a bear when Timmy who crowd, the Land Cruiser when you pay it to him, and for say, honorable come with your savage jarna or murum, Ebiananka, Cotias from your hole, but on the election day, oh minister we MP we so na MPP ka bedru o former minister o they said I can say MPP are the government in waiting o minister da man hwe ne da cho be minister ntie ne oba no ne dom na ma me mom kwan ne nko police for kwan be no mom fa so nka no kre enkyere nipa titiri ni amanyofo NDC MPP omo bay na me honorable do you know who I am sir na de ntokoya ba IGP ne dom kwan be no mo hwe nipa nim ka no kre enkyere na avoid these confrontations no.
Ningina be share IGP in the team the beba.
Okay.
The law is no respect of persons. Everybody is equal before the law. And these elections no share. If you are not a voter, what business do you have there? Unless of course you have an accreditation by your party to perform a duty. And see in common free stakeholder engagement with both parties no. They must agree that look, we don't care whether you are a minister, you are MC, you are former MP, you are former minister of blah blah. 24 hours to election here or Akotia. Anything you have to do in Akotia to say over propagating the good message of your party to Akotia people. You have every right to do it now, 48 hours before the elections or 24 hours before the elections. Na IGP anka samfa tudwa no obianti asese my men are going to enforce the law. They are not going to look at faces. Kromha adeba kwa how we enforce our laws. Okay. We have very beautiful laws, but do you know whom I am? Do you know whom I am? In some way in Adiba. So I say IGP means stamping authority. And IGP we sabi oba and mekano who asem there on say ya papa dampare. Now I was one of the fiercest critics because na me person on police no court to some level on so say a particular direction ebeboano. Okay. But me who said we are missing that authority over the service to say dampare. Have a hold on it, you know. Because as you say, this income yourself for the bar. Nancy, is who say the president was forced to create a whole division to evaluate income sharing in Nema. Yeah. He's a politician. He's afraid of his voting base. What I say, yeah. Banker, if it was enforced like Dampare did that, who would say this nonsense? How is that different from your tradition? Yeah, your worshiping Tigari, the Omunko divine ekika in the traditional way say never. Most of the pastors no. If you could say no money be no more be commercialize it. That is not to say that any true prophet will come her. What is the metro? Yeah. A true prophet is responsible by what God reveals to him. Because God reveals to redeem. But God does not reveal for you to commercialize it, make yourself popular out of it, as if say, oh yeah, nyami, as if you are equating yourself to God. Once in the process, the president cry even invite you. On say na mehumbakuno or cheche before the president. And the Bible can say God hates a proud soul. So other than we are talking about leadership. Me feel say yep papa you will know he has to up his game. Okay. I'm not seeing his leadership style. Okay. Na Akotia so anko ya ahwe ya ontiminya extension. Okay. IGP in the time draw o mampenyi bema na agofie. Okay,
yenhwe we ya ka the external forces both parties or mu ewrem or bedu ba bia kroma no so ka ho bi. Kwan ben na ye fa so ne ahwe omu anase omu kran kasa so atu omu ho fo isan se bia ya resa ho ni wrem no ya check obi a but e bia na kroma no kra bo omu ho wontokwa ho chen ahoho a ebe kromo no so debe na we ka fa ho.
Kromba no pese omunti asese omu na eti eja ne ho na omu na enim bibia eja no hyehye omu alae omu ho emo obufre abontin be dada omu obi frɛ abɔnten
obi ananya abɔnten so fo wo bɛyɛ kwa na ntɔkware krom wɔfa na twɔ mo ho because me program ya ye ko minim kro bi a ye wo ndc twɔba ye wo mpp twɔba bodu wona kro na nkasa kro de egya da mu dada nya wo ho a e ba ho no ɛno na me ɛno asɛm na me kan
Oshe by elections the omu free abontino, metro men in a manema for nedi interquaniba and free a crew.
Okay.
A crew for new who say, Would you huma basa and the law catches up with you suffer alone. Okay. TikTokers are omukodins and bono muchiomono. The party could not do anything. So omukodim.
Yeah.
And to enya additional say the law is not respecter of persons. We are citizens of this country. Ghana is the only country we have. And we can also set good example for the rest of the world to learn from us.
Okay. Yeah, Bamisha Electoral Commission, so you be an blame be so calm so. And you know, security when son say, Nema Bakumi, Nubi, Boya, Mikase, Matisse, Musa computer or so, no, can say, Electoral Commission making sure so Boya on Fantari police station when you say, baby avenue hwe electoral commission so woman ye ni bi kan na ye security say do bia na ye problem yi omo so ntumi hwe ni panim kan crunch no ye kwa akwatia ye pasum do electoral commission so then abeka kire omo.
In fact ye beka enukrea after the 2024 general elections now on say the last 19 polling station aye or Ablukumanov no the electoral commission was very transparent. Okay. And these are the kind of things we want. We don't want a politicized electoral commission. What did I say?
Yeah.
And so far, the process is leading to Akotia by elections. We won't say any of the political parties is accusing the electoral commission of anything.
Okay.
Unlike in the past, Obe won't say a lot of accusations and counter accusations will come. It is a good starting point. They should maintain that. And kind of put that trust in the people's mind that they are independent and they are not doing the favors of any political party. At the end of the day, Minia, it's just a by-election to elect an MP. Electoral Commission, no more interest in it. And this elections is not even about a do and die affairs.
Okay.
Your parliament is here, and this was large, overwhelming majority. So it's not as if winning or no winning this seat will change anything in parliament. So let's set good examples and use Akotia as the starting point for other by-elections that will come. When you say Tamale North, Subeba, Enche,
Tamale Central,
we don't know what is ahead of us.
Tamale Central rather than
yes, Tamale Central. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, the old chat on your bread here for Sia, you know what's in for Sia say, you for any other, you know what's in for Sia.
The Mbekane say, at 4, we are all peace lovers, and anything we do, Mayankai say, the internet never forgets.
Okay.
Anything we do, Mayankai say, you won't kwala, you pese dachin, or mube jinaya naisu. Whatever we do today is like a mirror that will reflect on you tomorrow. Let's make Akotia a peaceful elections and the starting point of future by-elections in this country where other countries can learn from us.
But I wouldn't come a quabat with the Manfama Permanini and Central for. You will be an a cry, you will be a crack on the security.
More problem, Muslim politicians. Munja was a transitional reportage, meaning say, many of the media houses are owned by politicians.
Okay.
Yeah, Yabedino another time. Now you share your media commission laws and then regulate our media space. Now you politicians owning media houses. And yes, Emrebaba, Ube say your media cry MPP NDC. Into yet institution in Ghana are high and politicized. And it was a good question you asked, and I'm happy you are a journalist. Into move and to move.
Okay. And as soon as for Yabeda Ura, a Yabano Kutina, security analyst, and then not to train Komono, Nina, a Yasmundia, pre, Sanse, Ablikmanoff, who can, to me for to trust him, BCC, untumi nyi mfim ti ka ye bom pae se ye be kwa akwati abeba na ya asomdwe sanse ni nyina ye oman ba ko ye tu wi amra hye bedwafo ye ti despite media he ubeba na omo ye program awie omo be pi na wi che na omo sere obi tumi gya ne ka na watene nua dem na okọ na ye we chire nso kwa akoto aba na obi awro twede ne ade migidi se de ekeka ko de ye de niam bi a atwam a enye no betu ye hofo ne akwa akoto akwatia ne aba no asomdwe mu midin de ni ma do de crew ni nyina ase e de obi bia so yere akuti no so ye da na ase ha na edi mu se da ne ho ba pe na red light so eto so nyame ya adoma e on that china e wo despite media so yakramo